Niners! Woo! Hey, notifications today were too exciting, right? In the words of Hank Williams Jr., are you ready for some football? I got so pumped, man. It's a let's play football. NFLPA approved start of training camps, 80-man rosters by August 16th. Yes. Yes. No more dilly-dally around. No more thinking about it. We going to do this or not. It's on. NFL Players Association announced today that the union had agreed unanimously to recommend the proposed changes to the collective bargaining agreement for 2020 as the league tries to push forward with the season amidst the pandemic. Music to my ears. Training camp's expected to begin as planned next week, July the 28th. That's according to the NFL Network. San Francisco 49er rookies, quarterbacks, and rehabbing players reported to the team's Santa Clara facility on Thursday. We heard about that for their first round of COVID-19 testing, and they will undergo another test on Sunday. And the rest of the roster will start the same process on Tuesday, and we are underway. Hey, did you check out baseball? I had to laugh. I'm sitting there, and I'm watching the game. The players' intensity seems to be the same, even without the fans. But they got the canned noise coming in, right? I'm sitting there. As long as they don't pan across the seats too often, it kind of feels the same. You know, I mean, I had no idea they record every sound that's made out there, but it sounded exactly the same way. You can live with that. As long as the players, because you feel the players are motivated by the reaction of the fans, right? So, you figure the fans are really needed. We're because like Seattle, with that stupid concept that burns us up because we didn't think of it first, probably, the 12th man, right? 12 is, I don't like you. I'm telling you, man. I'm just saying. I'm using you for an example because you're weird. And it's going to be fun beating your ass down in a few years coming up because the fact of the matter is, now we got the muscle more than you do. So, I'm enjoying what's coming up. Meanwhile, today, let us talk about Coach Shanahan sees pros and cons with the normal preseason, but says its absence in this coronavirus-altered year is a good thing. And it's a good thing he says that, too. I don't want to hear anybody in the organization say things like, we're going to struggle because we don't. I don't want to. No. You make it work. Because Kyle Shanahan, one thing about Kyle Shanahan you can always expect. The man he gets lemons, and he doesn't take it back to the car lot. Kyle makes lemonade. Fam, even during the times we were building this team, you could see Kyle Shanahanism, his brilliance, even with a team of so-so players. And you got average players initiating a very complex and effective offense. And he still managed, when we were losing games, we weren't getting our brains beat out or blown off the field. We were still hanging in there. Now we got a team. What's happening now should be no surprise to anybody. You get a coach like Shanahan, give him a good team. Look out. Look out. Look out. Look out. And we're looking out. Starting with NFL coaches won't be able to evaluate players in preseason games this summer. Kyle Shanahan's reaction to that. In typical Kyle style. Great. His reasoning is coach believes the elimination of 4 exhibition games due to the coronavirus pandemic could benefit teams because it will allow for more practice time, which is vital given the lack of on-field work teams will have had before the start of the regular season. And we've been whining about that for the whole time. I kept saying, we got some guys that need to be brought up to speed. We need guys to get out there and start working on technique, sharpening up from last year. Rust has set in on this long off season. Get out there, let's get to work. Shanahan got together with his old buddy, Chris Sims' Unbuttoned podcast, and he's going to say the lack of preseason games does help a lot because usually you've got to put in those travel days for that. I hadn't even thought about this. He said, I don't care so much about the game, but you miss practice the day before, practice the day of, practice the day after. That's 3 days of basically, the game day, okay. But basically, there's no work for a stretch of 3 days. They're going to use those now. So knowing that we don't have those games, even if we have less days, and we might be able to make it up because we don't have to travel to games. So we might be able to get the same amount of work in, unquote. So if we were looking for teams that look like crap at the beginning of the season, maybe not. Because I was willing to put up with the crap. I mean, just give me football, man. I don't care how. It'll fix itself as it gets better. Week after week, things will get better and better. But maybe they're going to come in at exactly the right place they should be. The pandemic wiped out off-season practices, and 49ers will have an extended acclimation period after reporting to training camp coming up on Tuesday. Players will spend the first 4 days involved with testing and quarantining, which will be followed by physicals and 8 days of strength and conditioning. 8 days of strength. And you figure the guys like George Kittle, who completely went rogue, berserk. George is like, you see him sit up on all that weight? George, man, I'm worried they're going to call him in for testing, man. George has lifted incredible rates. But then again, that's why that boy can yak his way down the field like he does. 49ers will hold their first of 14 padded practices, not until August 16. Now, they have an excuse, 10 guys already, so they can get down to 80 men. I'm not sure how many guys the 49ers have accumulated. Maybe they weren't at the 90-man point yet. No, they have to be. They got 90 guys out there, right? Anyway, August 17th, less than a month before their scheduled Week 1 meeting against the Cardinals on September the 13th. And Shanahan did note that preseason games are a useful evaluation tool to help determine the 53-man rosters. For example, he said they identify players who excel in practice but struggle on a larger stage. How many players have we had down through the years? You saw them in camp, they were just raising hell. Every time the reporters went out there to report who was showing out, it was at least 2 or 3 guys all the time. I remember that time they were talking about Hoyer was dropping dimes over dudes' shoulders while they was in stride. All they had to do was look up and the ball was there. How many times we see Hoyer do that in the real game, right? You see all kind of players. They're always doing great things in practice. And then when the game comes on, the pressure, the lights, the fact of the matter is that this is the real deal. It's something goes wrong, right? So, yeah, that is. And the lack of exhibition game contests won't allow players who will be cut to have game video that could interest other teams because it puts the players at a disadvantage, of course, if you haven't got anything to show for as you're going to other camps and you're ruining the dreams of a kid that worked hard to get where he is. And that's kind of unfair. However, beyond allowing for more practice elimination of the NFL 65 preseason games will lessen the chances of a coronavirus outbreak. There's a very good reason to have preseason, according to Shanahan. But this year, our goal is to have seasons and have a year, and that does make it harder. Quote, NFL teams could trim their training camp rosters from 90 to 80 players to make it easier to social distance. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, that didn't even equate in my mind. If you're really going to be serious about that, you need to come down to around 60, though, don't you? There's no way. This is a game of contact, okay? So you can take it down anytime you want to. It's not going to stop anything. Shanahan said the lack of games should mean a smaller roster won't be a problem. The 90-man rosters are helpful because teams limit the amount of snaps for their frontline players in the preseason. This is something you always appreciate. You don't want your frontline guys out there taking too many snaps during preseason games. The possibility of injury is always there. This is a violent game. As I say, with snaps for the frontline players in the preseason, with starters rarely dressing for the exhibition finale anyway. The starters haven't seen the Chargers in that final game in years. Shanahan goes on to say, quote, I've experienced how many players it takes to get through a training camp while also having them play 4 games. And truly, I believe it takes about 90. Now, how many players does it take to get through a training camp without games? I don't know. No one does. We've never done this before. I don't think it takes 90. Quote, Shanahan said he was skeptical about the NFL's ability to have a season during a pandemic earlier this summer, but he never alluded to that, did he? You and I were already thinking that too. I refuse. I was telling people, man, come on, man, don't talk it into existence. Shut the bleep up. We're having a season. We're having it too. However, his feelings have changed since his recently return to the facility, given the NFL safety protocols. In fact, the 49ers have indeed been busy, boy. The hammer and nail boys have been in there cutting up. They've knocked down walls throughout their facility to create bigger meeting rooms to allow for social distancing. And Shanahan, coach seems delighted, saying, I had the same concerns coming back since we've been back in here. I've seen our protocols and how they have this building. It makes me truly believe we can pull this off. A Niner! I can't wait to start singing, ooh la la. Ooh la la. Touchdown. Oh, you gotta do pops. Touchdown, San Francisco. Let's see a lot of them at the beginning of the season, too. Fam, ain't nobody going to be able to stop the 49ers offense early on. Now, they may get a little better earlier, a little later. But see, our defense is just too tough. See, here's the thing about having a great defense. It ain't going to matter what time of year it is. You're still going to have trouble with the 49ers defense. That's why our offense is going to be so good this year as well. They've got to hold up. They can't just play smash-mouth defense against our guys. But everybody else is going to get a whooping. I can't wait to see Javon Kinlaw. I really believe we're going to have a lot to laugh about. All right, guys, here's the first snap. Man, watch Javon. Oh! The dude didn't even save. The offensive lineman didn't save. The quarterback to hell didn't know what was going on. Nick is standing there shaking his hands. And now look at Nick. He's doing the Nick for Javon. I can't wait. Hey, but fam, are you feeling a little more confident about having a season now? Yeah, see, a lot of people were concerned. The negativity was everywhere. I wasn't fully understanding about why a 90-man roster versus 80, but that makes sense. I don't know how much. I can't really, 80 is, well, I guess in the locker room it makes a lot of difference, too. Fam, what 10 guys are you saying goodbye to? Because that reduction is coming up on August 16th as per agreement with the NFLPA. I wonder how much of a good look you can get of a player between now and August 16th. And 49ers like to do things. Last year, I think we had our cuts took place a little earlier than they had to. So, it's 49ers giving guys a chance, but there's not going to be no preseason games, so there's no advantage of letting players go. Because if you look good in preseason, the coaches were probably thinking about you, and they appreciate the fact that they picked you up and you came in and helped them during training camp. So let's let you get out and see if you can put yourself in a position to get picked up by another team. But those wasted days of practice that Shanahan alluded to of the day before, the day of the game, the day during, and after, never really occurred to me. I never thought, that's 3 days, and 2 of them which could have been used to do something special, or at least work on what you need to work on. That's a lot of valuable training time, especially where the rookies are concerned, and every moment spent polishing is a huge plus with the vets as well. No matter how good you are, you got to get out there and practice, man. You got to get it worked, you got to get it going. Hey, I want to get your opinion on all that. Anything else you want to interject into it tonight? It's Friday night, and we got to talk about some football. Stanley 808. Stan, I saw your note. Aloha, brah. And a Category 3 hurricane is coming to Hawaii. That category, the hurricane is called Douglas. Wish us luck is right, fam. Send up a prayer. And don't have that hurricane hurt Hawaii. Just let it go on by. Keep moving, blow a little bit and get out of here. Don't hurt anything. So there you go. Stan, thinking about you, fam. It's going to be all right. And Matt S. is attending his daughter's graduation. He's in Nebraska tonight. Hey, Matt, I hope it went well. And go Niners. Yes, congratulations on that little girl's ceremony. Kurt Comedian says, hey, loving what you do for us. Die Hard Faithful Revenge Tour starts soon. It's underway. My man, Kirk. Hey, Tongan Man 78, Niners! He says, let me say this, SS, hashtag Go Niners, hashtag Niners Faithful, hashtag Niners Empire, hashtag Niners for Life, hashtag Revenge Tour. God bless. Back at you, fam. Lavelle Forrest says, if everybody stays healthy, do you think we go back to the Super Bowl this time? Winning for sure. Go Niners. I do, because the fact of the matter is, I said this time last year, and I'm saying it now, we needed some maturity. We had more maturity than I thought we were going to get last year. And like Kyle Shanahan went on to say today, you guys ain't seen nothing yet from Jimmy Garoppolo. He's just getting started. And for a guy that just put in his first 16-game season, he did damn good. Now, for the critics who just don't think that he's going to get any better, boy, we got news for you. Josh One, what's up? What's up, family? I don't see preseason games being an issue for us at all. It gives us more time for the team to practice and get on the same page. Absolutely, Josh. Slick 68, 7 p.m. all across the Niner Empire, San Francisco Central. I I used to love saying that. But we got to think about Niner Empire. Niner Empire is central. We have to include the entire Niner Empire. So we have to give about four or five different time zones. Mr. Block Guys 22. Hey, Ronbo. We are the team to beat. I'm telling you, man, we are no longer the prey. We are Predator. No preseason game, no problem. At the end of the day, it's all about chemistry. Any updates on rookie signings and Kittles, the D will dominate. No. In fact, one of the biggest arguments going on as to why to leave Jamal Adams alone, and the article is making me laugh, man. Guy on WebZone, he kept listing reasons, and then every 4 or 5 reasons, pay George Kittle, name like 2, 3 more, pay George Kittle. At the end of it, he's given 33 reasons why there's no reason to bring in Jamal Adams. At the end, he goes off about 10, 50 times, pay George Kittle, pay George Kittle, pay George Kittle. And it's true. Get over Jamal Adams. Ain't nobody bringing Jamal Adams in. We got too many guys we got to pay coming up in the near future anyway. And the Jets ain't going to let him go anyway. But the way he criticized the Jets yesterday, maybe. Ty Sims says, I think DeMarcus Acey is going to be a problem. Whoever's on the back end on DBs is in trouble. He is a beast. DeMarcus Acey. Isn't that kid still in school? That's next year, I think, right? Is he? Yeah. Yeah, well, he got to like my dad used to always say, you got to bring ass to kick ass. Welcome to the NFL, DeMarcus. Bam! Kyle Young, hey, 49ers mount up. It's time to form like Voltron. I'm an Optimus Prime guy myself, I mean, I like Prime kills me, boy. Bam, 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 bam. Optimus Prime. Don't get me started on Transformers. It's training camp season, y'all. Let's go. Got him. You know what I'm talking about. Living the dreams. Hey, what up, fam? Great show so far. Can't really chat on Madden 20. 49ers versus Chiefs. Boy, Thrash score 17-0 Niners all day. All right, living the dream. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Block, I said you hear about Washington. I'm like LeBron James. Come on, man. What are y'all doing, man? If you couldn't come up with a name, y'all ain't got enough minds in the entire facility to come up with a name. Too busy getting busted up on sexual harassment. Y'all can't even think no more. What kind of name was that to start a season with, the Washington football team? That is just comedy, man. Good God. That's all I'm going to say on that. That's just silly, man. And we got to play the Washington team. Oh, man. Hey, it's Shay Lewis. Come on in, Shay. Shay, Mr. Lewis. Shay, I hope you're not having mic problems or audio problems because I hear you opening up. I can't hear you talking now.
Oh, can you hear me?
Now I can. Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now, Shay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wait. Slick says,
how am I sounding?
DAC is one of our UFAs. Shay, you knew that, huh? DeMarcus Acey is one of our guys.
Yeah. Yeah, DeMarcus Acey is.
You know what? I have not been reviewing everybody we got. He's got to be UDFA, right?
Yeah, he is undrafted free agent.
Yeah, I got to learn who they are. I know who the running backs are. I know who Griffith is. I know the quarterback. But everybody else is like, I got to go back and look. But anyway, hey,
right.
Shay, good to hear from you again, fam. Come on in, man. What do you think about having no preseason, no problem? Is that right?
Oh, absolutely, Ronbo. First of all, I'm glad I'm back, Ronbo. Work's just crazy getting back into everything. So, I know I'm a regular, and I'm going to keep on pushing through, and, hopefully start calling in a lot more. But, yeah, Ronbo, no doubt, I'm actually happy. And I do understand with social media and all the players that like to post their workouts and stuff. I know it is possible to work out without posting on social media a lot, but in times like this and with the situation we're in, it's very reassuring to see Kittle's hard workouts, to see, Debo and, Jimmy getting workout with the guys, to see, Eric Armstead's been training with Defoe and the best D tackles, with Clinton Farrell, all those guys. He's been training with all those guys, and it is good to see. It's reassuring that, like, you know what? Like, at least we're witnessing and seeing, like, yo, these guys have been getting active. They've been working hard. You can still see the hunger in them from losing the Super Bowl, sadly. But, you know, it's very reassuring as a fan. Like, yeah, you know what? There's going to be no problem. No preseason games, no problem. I think we're more than ready to go in week one and just start slapping people around, do what we do best. I mean, and I think it's a lot easier for run schematic teams like ours to get established early and get the ball rolling early, simply due to the fact that, you know, it's just going to be, you know, handoff, very scheme formalities that, you know, Jimmy's going to be accustomed to. He should already know the playbook. So, and then, you know, as the season progresses, we're going to start seeing some, you know, tricks that Kyle's going to, you know, sprinkle in his system, and we'll start seeing some, you know, some of the broken plays that we've seen throughout the year. You know what I mean? But as far as, you know, having a no preseason, I'm not worried at all, Ronbo. I mean, the guys look good. I know they're still hungry because they were so close to it. And, you know, just for them being that close, I think that puts, you know, a drive under everybody. And I think, you know, seeing the guys working out, you know, I'm glad to see that. Like, you know, these guys have been putting in work. They haven't been, you know, couch potatoes. They haven't been slouching. They're ready, you know, for week one. I would really say half the team, or if not, at least 70% of the team is ready for week one. Like, I'm talking week one contact. And just because just all the conditioning you've been seeing these guys doing, all the hard workouts, like, they just been getting after it, you know, this offseason. And, you know, I think the Niners will have an advantage over a lot of teams, you know, not having preseason games.
Mentally and physically, Shay. Mentally and physically. Because the Niners know what they're capable of, and all they got to do is go out there and do what they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Ronbo, without a doubt. So, you know, I'm happy, you know, and I'm also happy. I know I'm kind of late to it, but I'm glad Mozart, you know, cleared the air, talked to the front office, you know, so hopefully we can see where we're at.
Hilarious.
No, but I think my TNT brother Trey was the one who was like, I think he was the first one that started floating around that, like, yeah, all the dead cap money and all the cap money you're going to save when you start cutting the roster down to, like, the 53-man roster, when you start cutting that, when you start cutting the fat off, you know, cutting players and stuff, you'll have enough money to actually give him, you know, $1 to $2 million increases of what he's asking for. I don't know exactly, or his agent hasn't told exactly the number amount that they're looking for, but obviously they want to get some things done. But I think more so it's not even more of him asking for a lot more. I think he just wants the majority of that money to be guaranteed now. So I think that's something that the 49ers can end up doing. You know, maybe a $1 to $2 million, but his whole entire contract isn't guaranteed. You know what I mean? If he gets hurt, you know, that's money off the books for us. Or, you know, I don't think the Niners will cut him, but, you know, if they can't use him this season, that's money that, you know, I don't think he'll get for not having in-game checks.
And Jay,
so that's, I think, one of the biggest reasons why.
You would never cut him, though. If you're going to do anything, if you want to get rid of him, you go trade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You would never cut him. If he's out this season, he signed, you wouldn't cut him. But again, his money wouldn't be guaranteed because he wouldn't get game check money because he wouldn't be playing in the game. He would have to be put on IR. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if looking at his contract, none of it was guaranteed. So that's money that, you know, if he misses a game, he loses money for him and his family, which I completely understand. But yeah, Ronbo, that's it. Glad to be black. I'm glad you're doing well, brother.
I thought you said glad to be black. I was
that too, but I'm glad to be back. That too, Ronbo, trust me, don't worry, that too, but I'm glad to be back. Yeah. And, you know, with all my fire, shout out to my TNT family, Will, Dre, Trey, Big Show, Jerry Fresh, all my guys. They know who they are. And shout out to you, Ronbo, for always giving us a platform, brother. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure,
Thank you for being a foundation and a pillar of light during these dark times with the whole COVID, and just giving us all a platform to, you know, voice our opinions about our favorite team. 49ers, baby, red and gold. Tell them dead and cold, baby. All right, Ronbo.
Thanks, fam.
Take it easy.
You too,
love you, brother. And you be safe out there.
You have a good night. And you be safe, too. Don't catch this, please. Be careful. All right. All right, Shay.
All right, man. Take it easy.
It must be funny because I thought when Shay was talking about people displaying their actions and activity during this offseason, I thought he's going, everybody except for, you know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to try my best. You can do whatever you want to do. I am going to do my best not to take a shot at you-know-who. Here's Johnny. Johnny, thanks, fam. He says, could this hurt us, Ronbo? Do we need to train the newcomers? And I hope this doesn't hurt us. And this is what I was alluding to earlier. I said, you know what? Kyle's right. On those preseason games you lose, let's say you have 4, that's a minimum. So you lose 3 practices every time we have a preseason game. So that's 12 days. So you lose 6 or 7 days that you can make up by just not having preseason games of practice. Because quite frankly, the only reason you look at preseason games, it's all vanilla anyway. So it's not like they're out there learning new things and learning to execute better. They have to do that in practice, right? So if you're doing that out playing vanilla football just to get a look at players and see what they're worth and whether or not you want to keep them, this is wasted motion. And this could become a trend, is my feeling, going forward in the years to come. Next year, I bet you maximum we see is probably 2 preseason games. So we'll see. Dion, come on in, man.
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
D, man, I'm feeling all giddy because it looks like we're gonna have some football here. Because I'm like everybody else, and Kyle, I was questioning because I was trying to set my mind up for pain and suffering and going through a long, cold winter. Well, the football season is predicted to resume as the COVID virus seems to be coming a little better under control. We're flatline. The curve is starting to take place a little bit more across the nation. Yes! And we're already in January. Yes! We get a month of football. But, Terry, D, do we, no preseason, no problem?
Ronbo, I'm more than happy that they came to an agreement.
Yes,
and the agreement seems to be very fair and perfect. The thing was shout out to Dre because he put it up on Niners All Day really quick when they first posted that. Basically, like if they didn't come to that agreement, wasn't going to be no season. The agreement seems to make sense and it's fair. Here's the thing. For me, I just talked to a really good friend of mine. It's like my little brother. Now, I called him because I randomly checked on him. I said, man, hey, but, how you been, man? I'm good. He said, man, I had coronavirus. I said, what?
Oh.
So check this out, Ronbo. He tells me, because I said, okay, so since you had it, because my niece had it before too, and I was like, okay, I need to release another person to tell me how this works, and I'm going to be convinced. So my niece had it. They sent her home. They gave her no medicine and told her to quarantine. She beat it with vitamins.
Whoa.
And just
how old is
stuff. She? My niece is she's 23.
But still, that's a really young age. They can usually.
It was yeah. She had it. She beat it. She beat it in about 4 days.
Ooh.
My boy was about 25, 26. He beat it 3 days. Went back, got tested. He was clear.
Yeah.
Elderberry and zinc are the 2 main things to anything that boosts your immune system will help you fight that virus.
And that makes sense.
They are testing you, sending you home with no medicine and just telling you to wait. So that's telling me that if you are young, you are or you are strong and you have no underlying medical conditions, your body can beat this virus, and they are blowing this out of proportion. I am not saying that it is not something to joke around with.
No.
The people don't take me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you young and your body can just beat this, that means that your immune system is doing what it's supposed to do. When your body gets a virus, your immune system will go ahead and fight that virus, and then it builds up antibodies.
Right.
And it automatically says, you know what? You can't. If you try to come back in here, I already know how to kick you out.
Right. And they just don't know how long the antibodies will last. But then again, you look at the football players; they're all in that age group. That's why I know it's not going to take anybody. Zeke looked like he was like
KB
level.
had it.
Who?
KB had it.
It was KB. It was KB.
It was KB. It was KB. And look at him out there running routes again. That's telling you something, Ronbo.
Where did you find that out? Because everybody was looking, just wondered who was it. They wouldn't say who it was at first.
Yeah. KB came out and said he had it.
Oh, I didn't even
KB came out and said, he said, I had the coronavirus and I beat it. And the thing is, when you research this very deeply, people, you will find actual medical doctors who are holistic doctors that will tell you how to boost your immune system and whoop this virus's ass. Just like we about to whoop everybody's ass during the season. That's simple.
You know, and the thing is, but like you're saying,
we're getting back to it.
It's not about the youngsters because apparently they've never been in danger. It's about who you come in contact to at certain age groups, which is the most bizarre virus of all time. So that's the
very,
problem.
very much so. But we got football, Ronbo.
Yeah.
I actually watched baseball today. I was so happy. Even though there were no
crowd noise?
fans, it was some kind of sport. So I was like, oh God, I'm feeling great. The sports. Oh Jesus. Oh, thank you, Lord.
Anything,
but
right?
49
Golf.
football is back. And did you? I just saw something pop up on my feed today, Ronbo. The Chiefs left guard is not going to be playing this year. He opted out.
Oh, he did opt out.
He is not playing. Yeah, he opted out.
Yeah, well, you know. And we don't know his circumstances. Maybe he's got like his grandparents and stuff living with him or something. I don't know.
He majored. His major in college was medical, and he wants to continue to try to help people with the virus. So that's a very noble thing.
Oh, you got to applaud him.
Good human being. Good human being. Oh, did you see Alex Smith got the okay to go back?
I saw that.
Alex Smith got the okay to go back, man.
Yeah,
and I say that because I love the dude. He did what he could for us. But Ronbo, 49er football is back. We are ready. This revenge tour is on its way. There's nothing going to stop us. And I guarantee you, when offensive linemen line up against this defensive line, there's going to be nothing but fear. And I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody crapped their pants. They be sitting there, look, man, I don't know what to do. They're going to keep rotating these dudes in and out, man. I'm tired of this. D4 was coming on the other end. Then it was Nick. And then Javon came in. There's some dude named Ronald Blair. I don't even know who Ronald Blair is, man. I'm tired of y'all just hitting me. I can't throw the ball because Emmanuel Mosley wanted to do something. Then Richard Sherman, he always picking the ball off. I'm tired. I don't want to play no more. So just leave me alone. I got the virus. I don't want to play. I'm done. I got the virus. I'm going home.
All right, sit down, kid. Bring that second. Man. Who's my second stringer? Hey, get in there. No way. Okay, who's going to quarterback?
Right? I'm telling you, man. We are ready, and we are going on a serious revenge tour. It's going to be so beautiful. They are not ready. And the number one thing I want to see in camp is competition. Jarek, show me something. Trent Taylor, show me something. Jalen Hurd, show me something.
No, not to worry.
I want that dog in all of you.
All of them want to play.
If you find the dog in the kitty cat, Dante, show me something.
Gee.
That'd be the biggest surprise of training camp for everybody on the planet. If Dante Pettis showed up and played like he really wanted to, we don't go.
We got to go deep. But great stuff. I love it. All right, fam.
Ronbo.
I'll see you.
Have a good evening, brother.
Sunday. All right, fam. Night.
How are you?
D's all pumped up. Boy, look at him. But yeah, you know, that's the thing. I've been unconcerned about the players being really leveled by Corona because it seems, like he said, it's all about the immune system. The youngster's going to be able to kick it anyway, especially highly conditioned athletes. What really freaked me out is that one girl that runs 5 miles a day. Girl looks like a greyhound, and Corona leveled her. It is a strange virus that has different effects. You can get some people that's going to level them. They're on a ventilator. They're out of, they die. And then some people just get it. And like D says, a few days later, they're fine. It's a strange thing. Bang! Bang! I thought that's his cue. He missed it. Jersey Niner, calling Jersey Niner. Calling Jersey Niner. Come in, Jersey Niner.
You know what time it is when you hear that.
Throw away your watch.
You know, throw your watches in the garbage. It's good, Ronbo.
Yeah. Hey, man, we're just sitting back here, man. It's a feel-good day, man. The NFL Players Union has said yes. You just got to fly by, didn't you?
Yeah. You know what feels the best? The fact that I get to say I told you so.
Yeah.
I love being able to say I told you so.
I tell you, it's a good thing,
so,
too.
Yeah,
I ain't going to lie, I was scared.
And not me. But did you get my inbox on Instagram?
When did you send it?
Right after the last time we spoke last week.
Damn.
I was supposed to call on Monday. I didn't get a chance to, though. I was at work
Right.
full of doubles, and I didn't have a chance.
Thanks for alerting me. I'll get back to it. You want to allude to it now?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, talking about coronavirus and whether this season was going to happen and all of that. And I was saying what I was saying about it. And in it, I said I'm going to call back. It was Sunday, I think, because I was saying I was going to call back on Monday Night Raw, and there was a couple people I had to bark on real quick.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I wasn't able to call in on Monday. But now I sent you a link to, I was talking about the doctor. His name is Dr. Jensen, who is exposing a lot of the things
link.
around
I remember you talking about that.
coronavirus.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Jensen,
I'll check
exposing
that
things
out.
around the coronavirus. And you know what's crazy? In that conversation, I was telling you that there's been a couple people that every time I come on, they talk real stupid about me for whatever reason. I don't know what type of gripes they have with me. I didn't sleep with his girlfriend, his wife, his sister. I didn't do anything to her. It's a couple of them. But, hey, yo, Adrian! Nah, it's a dude, Adrian. It's a dude, Adrian, bro. I don't know what I ever did to this guy, but as soon as he hears that bang bang, he just gets to talking real stupid. So I was accused in that very conversation where I was talking about, man, I didn't do anything to anybody, but this dude is just always saying something stupid about me in the comments. In that very same conversation, he's just talking stupid about me again every time I come on. I don't know the kid, never met him in my life. But, so I was being accused of last time I was speaking when I was talking about what Dr. Jensen said. He was talking about, tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists. No, that's not the case. I never said corona's a hoax. Never said it's not real. I had coronavirus. I was one of the first people with it before it really got crazy in the United States. The doctors didn't know what was going on when I went the first time.
Mel,
It wasn't until all of this whole...
You never told us about this.
Nah, I haven't told... I mean, I didn't want to tell a bunch of people. Cause panic. You know, all my coworkers looking at me crazy because of the way it was being treated and everything. Like, I got to work, Ronbo. You know how hard I work. So I wasn't really going out and telling a bunch of people. But, yeah, it was rough. Initially, when I went, I was told it was the flu. But it was lingering too long, and I don't really get sick. So when I do get sick, it's bad. So I thought it was just a really, really, really bad flu. And once they were talking about that corona business, that's when I went back in, and they're like, yeah, we got it wrong, my doctor. So, but yeah, it was no big deal. Like, I felt bad for a few days. It was rough. But, I said all that to say, not once did I say coronavirus is a hoax. It's not real. I never said that. I said that numbers are being fudged, which is the truth. And that doctors are being told to, no matter what, when people pass away, put coronavirus as the cause of death. That's, again, look up Dr. Jensen, and he's not the only one. There are a lot of doctors coming out and talking about it. I never said it's a hoax. And let's talk about the term conspiracy theorist, because people love throwing that stupid term around. Do you know where that term originated? Do you know President Nixon and the Watergate scandal? That's where the term conspiracy theorist originated, the Nixon administration. And they were being accused of the whole Watergate situation and being investigated. They coined the term conspiracy theorists. Oh, these people are conspiracy theorists. These are all conspiracy theories. And we see how that turned out. Do you know what the word conspiracy means? Conspiracy just means plan. So are you telling me that people in power don't have plans? Stupid.
Okay. Mel, I understand your frustration with some of the comments. But listen, what I try to do
Let's
is
talk Niners football.
I try to discourage political conversation because it gets crazy.
Monday Night Raw.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that was supposed to be for Monday Night Raw. But yeah, man, whatever. Just get off my job. But yeah, Niner football is back, like I said it would be. And yeah, man, I can't wait. I'm just looking forward to seeing the plan that they have for if and when they'll be allowing fans to be a part of it.
No, see, that's
because last year.
I'm figuring
last year was supposed to be the start of a tradition where I'm at every Niners home opener.
Right.
I can't miss it anymore. So
well, they got to alter the stands.
Then we play the Giants and the Jets, and week 2 and 3 we got the Giants and the Jets, and that's home. Like I'm an hour and a half away from there, so I was going to both of those. So I hope they figure that out as far as fans go. I got to be there, Ronbo.
Yeah, Mel, the thing is, they did a lot of alterations around the locker room, knocking walls down and carrying. I don't know. They could actually with the seats, that would be a huge operation. And I don't know if they can get crews out there. Well, they got plenty of time. You get crews out there, you got to knock some of them seats out or else cover them or something, and allow a certain percentage of people out there. You're not going to get a $70,000. What is the capacity of Levi's Stadium? You got to cut it probably about 2/3 out, But you still should allow people to come on out because I'm concerned about some of the things that go on, like the tailgates and stuff like that. And I'm sure they're going to be worried about that too because you're going to have I don't know. You got to have coverings. People can't be running out there in each other's face. But how are you going to eat with a face mask on? It's really hard to go ahead and police that activity. It's going to be really rough.
Right.
We'll see though.
Oh, no doubt. So the Major League Baseball and the NBA, there'll be the trial runs. The NFL will be paying close attention to those things, particularly Major League Baseball because of the fact that it's played outside just like football, so it's a little different than basketball is.
And easier to be
indoors.
Yeah, that's the thing. But, NBA versus we're going to be more about baseball, how they do. Mel, we got to pull it up, and I'm going to see you Sunday. All right?
You will. You definitely will.
All right, family. Take care of yourself out there. All right, Mel.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, God. I had no idea. Wait. Let me look at that. I was getting direction. I thought I was looking for something over here. James, come on in, James.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo? How you doing, man?
James, okay. I'm sitting there. I'm reeling from the fact that Mel said he actually had COVID. He never let on. He never said a word about it. So wow. Because I've never actually talked to anybody. I've heard about people who know people, relatives, and things like that. But I've never talked to anybody that's COVID. Wait. We have one guy called in. He was just getting over it. And, so. Hey, James, but you know what? Tonight is like time to get excited. NFLPA says we're a go. We agree. Let's go. Football is back, and it's seriously back now. Camps are now scheduling things that are coming up in days ahead. James, do we need a preseason? Are we going to be all right without no preseason?
Well, I think we'll be okay without it. I mean, the younger guys are truly the ones that need those reps, and then you be able to find diamonds in the rough from your UDFAs. You know what I'm saying? That
yes.
They need that playing time because it's, one player can make a big splash play. Like prime example, 2 years ago with Adrian Colbert, how he got in that one Chargers game and showed up at the right time, made a couple of splash plays, and still made the roster as like the sixth or seventh defensive back on the roster and
special teams guy.
With that being, so that will hurt them more. But first of all, I want to say to big shout out to my homie Mel. We're up here in New Jersey on the East Coast, and don't let all I can tell him is, hey, keep doing what you're doing. I love to hear you when you come on the show. You bring true knowledge about football. You leave all them other particulars alone. Most people would have came on here and talked about their health issues, but he kept it as a true man. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, I mean, listen, man, this whole empire of sistering and brothering, you got to realize we got a lot to talk about. 3 years ago, we were a dumpster fire.
Yep.
We were the laughing stock of the league.
Gas.
Okay, no one believed in it. Nobody, people would walk by you and see you with a 49ers jersey on and be like, man, I'll pay you to burn that. Matter of fact, can I let my dog lay something on it? They do the things now. They going right with it. They do that now. I mean, it's a whole different story. But with that being said, understand because they have no joy, they would like to take yours. And misery loves company. So, I know that, it is. It's a true saying, a lot of people, a lot of callers that call here right now looking for an outlet from your radio program, and thank you for what you and your staff do for us. But you know, a lot of times in life, you know, if somebody else is miserable, they will allow you to be miserable because they don't want you to have joy in your life because they don't.
Absolutely.
So you got to look at that. But with this thing right now, I tell you, man, I don't know how it's going to go, but if we do play football, I watched a baseball game last night. With
Everybody watch baseball now because we're so excited to see sports.
I mean, just to hear them out there, you know, just on the field, and every time they would, you know, hit a play out the left field or something, you could hear like the fans cheering and everything.
They do a good job with that, don't they?
Yeah, it just wasn't. Me personally, listen, I would actually pay to watch a football game with, okay, you got cardboard fans in the stand, okay, but you got the
I'm
music.
hoping they do.
And, you know, every time there's a big play, you could hear, you know, the fans cheering and, you know, all that
Perfect
good stuff
time.
and different stadium sounds. You know, to make it, you know, not just like a dead sporting game, but you know, try to, you know, make it as actual as you can with virtuality, basically. So that's
James, you know what though?
it is, man.
I want to see how many guys do they sit. They've got all they've got there in front of them is a big control board, you know, with a bunch of channels, and I want to see. They must have practiced on this a long time, because you got to be quick. As soon as I see something, I got to react and bring that crowd noise up, you know, bring it back down.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure they got regulators running around the league saying how far you can go, Chiefs, because they used to be cheating a long time ago with that, you know. So now what I'm questioning though, they're saying that, you know, fans are going to be allowed to wear masks, and they're going to be required to wear masks in the stadium. Yeah, if they get in at all.
So
yeah.
That's right. So that realistically, they haven't actually closed that door yet.
No.
And I, truth be told, I wouldn't be surprised if they. I mean, this is maybe, you know, thinking really outside of the box, but I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't try it with like maybe 6,000 or 7,000 fans spread out extremely apart from one another, and you know, just to see how it goes. I mean, because I think somewhere at some point in life, we're going to have to start, you know, approaching life in general like that. I mean, up here on the East Coast around New York, they've opened the subways back up and people are still going about. I mean, the numbers seem to be rising with the COVID levels, but one good thing I think you can take away with the numbers rising, the numbers are rising where people may test positive, but they're not getting, I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying this towards everybody, but it seems like some people, the coronavirus acts differently with them. And it's like some people I have been told have not had nothing, but, you know, they've had like basic symptoms of like maybe the flu or, you know, chills James, at night or dreams.
James, we got to pull up. But, you know, that's the thing. We don't know everything there is to know about this bizarre thing.
I know.
And that's the problem.
I know.
Otherwise, you could reshape everything if you knew and fully understand what it does and who it does it to. Because how come children aren't even affected? Basically, they're not.
I know.
And I mean, it's strange.
I know. And if it starts to ramp up where it's just like it's a snowball effect, just shut the season down until next year, man. I'd like to see him get the. I mean, you know, I don't want to. Well, I'm just saying, but I'm hoping and praying by the grace of God that we can get some kind of control on this, and hopefully we can get the upside of the coronavirus. I mean, it's hard now, and I've never seen anything like this in life. But,
yeah, but there's a lot of brilliant scientists and doctors out there. They'll get it under. It's coming around. They got treatments now that are keeping people from dying. So one step at a time. So we get there.
Coming out. I don't know. They got vaccines coming out, but I don't think
would show a lot of promise.
I don't know what people. Yeah.
Well, it takes a while to test it. All right, James. Let's see you Sunday.
All right, man.
All right, man. Have a good
All
night.
right, Ronbo. Be blessed. Thank you for what you do. Niner Empire, Niner for life. Just continue to do your best, everybody, and think about your own self-awareness and being safe for you and your family, and just do your best, man. I pray for you all. God bless everybody, man. Have a great evening. Good night, man.
All right. Night, James. Yeah. All right, my boy Krusty out there, AC. Krusty. Krusty Pants. Krusty. Krusty, what's up, fam?
Hey, Ronbo, how's it going?
Oh, man, I'm just sitting back here waiting for the days to go by. Because every year, I wish every day to go by so quickly, especially in the summer as we head toward fall, right? Here we go again. And this time, because I thought we were going to lose it, Krusty. You know, we were talking the other day. We was feeling good about it, but it's getting scary, man. It's getting better now, though.
Yeah. No, yeah. You know, just like we were talking the other day. You guys watched the video. You guys know my opinion on this. I think that we're going to be fine. No issues at all.
So that's that.
You know,
go ahead.
Huh?
Because you got a feedback going on in the back,
most of our Super Bowl winning team. Huh?
You got a feedback going on, I think. You got a speaker open?
I do not have a speaker open, no.
Okay, go ahead.
What I was saying is, like, we have our Super Bowl team from last year pretty much still intact. The only people that we have to worry about is the UDFAs and the rookies, which I don't think we're going to have real big issues with. You know, there's one thing that I feel like Kyle and Lynch have gotten good at when it comes to drafting is drafting for the scheme. They pick these rookies and UDFAs out for a specific reason now. You know, like their first season, they totally messed up on Solomon Thomas. Now, I'm not saying Solomon Thomas wouldn't have been a good player. Yeah. He's a good player. I think he is. But they drafted him for a position that he wasn't playing.
Yeah,
he was an interior lineman. They tried to put him outside, and that's not his natural position, and it shows. You know. But they got, they've been drafting a lot better lately. And it seems like almost everybody that they've been drafting, they've been able to get into the system real quick. You know, like I was talking to people earlier about, like, we were talking about O.J. Howard the other day. And it's not the fact that O.J. Howard isn't a good tight end. I just think he's in the wrong system for him. If he was in, say, the Saints, he'd be fantastic. I bet you he'd be better than Jared Cook was last year.
Ooh.
Because that system is built for tight ends. Yeah. Just like ours. If we got another tight end in our system like George Kittle, he would do fantastic. That's why I'm so high up on Solly Warner, because I know he's going to do good in our system. You
could be right, too.
I just feel like, they've gotten so much better at drafting. They're not drafting the best player available. They're drafting the best player available for the schemes that they're putting out.
Exactly.
So, a lot of these other teams are going out and getting the best possible player, but that player doesn't fit their scheme. That's why they're not that great.
See, we went through this
as good as they can be.
Right, and we went through this with Trent Baalke for how long? See, Trent Baalke, that's why Jed York's vision of getting a coach and a GM that like each other and want to work together. That's how you win football games. With Trent Baalke, I'll make the choices, the players, and I bring them to you, and you make it work. And I don't want to have an argument. It's my choices. Hey, Trent, do you know what we do on offense? Do you know what we do on defense? Can you tailor some of your choices that when you bring guys in, they'll make the system work? He could never think like that way, Krusty. That's what pisses me off. It pissed me off then, and it made everybody else mad too. We got guys sitting on the bench that are absolutely useless, and then they leave, and all of a sudden they can play football. That doesn't make it. God, it's over. Let me not get mad about that anymore. God.
That's one of the reasons I think that Tom Brady's not going to be that good under Bruce Arians. Because if you think about it, Belichick comes out and he gets players for his system. These players that he's bringing in, they've sucked for everybody else.
Yep.
But he brings them in for specific roles on his. Look at Gilmore. Gilmore washed out in Buffalo, goes to the Patriots. Defensive Player of the Year.
See,
You know,
yeah.
Jamie Collins. Jamie Collins has played for the Patriots and plays well for them, but he sucked with the Browns and he's going to suck with the Lions. You know, because
but he's got to
they
get
don't
paid.
fit his needs. He had a specific role in Belichick's system,
Krusty,
and that's the thing about it.
You're absolutely right. Krusty, we have people who have the same problem. We think that every player we see that's doing well, wherever he is, we'll get rid of our guys who are doing just fine. And I believe Jamal Adams is a classic example of what may be the case. I don't know. He's a great football player. But I say you bring him over to San Francisco, and all of a sudden he doesn't look like Jamal Adams in New York. I could be wrong, but that is one of the things I'm concerned with. With every time you see a player that does well somewhere else, he doesn't look good. Le'Veon Bell. He looked like an average running back last year, but granted, the offensive line was bad in New York. But if you got something that's working, you should probably stay with that as much as you can.
Right. And you brought up Jamal Adams, and I have a problem with what Jamal Adams did. The way he went out and he went up against Gase and he went up against his GM, that should be an immediate thing. Jamal Adams does not need to be on our team. If he's going to pull something like that and he's going to disrespect the coach and GM, we don't need that kind of stuff in our locker room. We don't need him to say negative things. We don't need him to say negative things about Kyle Shanahan. We don't need him to say negative things about Lynch. So that should be an immediate thing for everybody that wants Jamal Adams to sit back and think about this. Do you want that in our locker room? Because I don't.
Yeah.
Our locker room was good. That's one of the reasons I have a problem with what happened with Mostert, because he, one sense of little bit of negativity can spread throughout the locker room.
Like a cancer.
What he did to Telvin Coleman.
Yeah.
Now Telvin Coleman will have a negative attitude towards Mostert.
And that's how it gets started.
That spread to the rest of the running back.
Oh, I hope maybe Kyle, our people are so good. Maybe they'll have a sit down at some point. Oh, listen, are you guys going to be okay? What do you mean? Well, there were some things said during the course of the time we were talking that maybe somebody may have taken exception to. Are you guys okay? I'd make sure, too. I don't want these guys pissed off with each other and keeping it silent. Got to talk that stuff out,
Right.
So.
Exactly. And I hope that Mostert sees what his agent did and fires him for it. Because I saw that he went and talked to the higher-ups in the organization. That was good for him to do that, to kind of clear the air and everything. Yeah. But what his agent did, that was BS, and he should never have done that. When I saw that, I was like, that's bad form, Mostert. That you should have kept that in the thing. We didn't even know Buckner was going to get traded till he got traded. Right. That's how it needs to stay, and that's the Niner way. That's the way that our organization works. And have somebody come in and do something like that, that's a negative thing for our organization, for the players, for the staff, for everybody. Because,
George's agent,
Kyle Shanahan might not play Mostert next year because of that.
And Krusty,
he might be like, you came in, I don't want you to mess with our chemistry.
Right? And like George's agent had me tripping for a minute too. You got to lay boundaries. I know agents going to say, hey, look, take the handcuffs off me and I'll get the best deal you can get. If you're going to tell me I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, you should find somebody else. See, I know what's going on with those agents and the players. It's they got to trust him, but at the same time, he's not representing you properly or fully. He's taking a shot at your integrity. It's just a scary thing.
Right.
Krusty, great. We gotta do a whole program on that. We got to go now though. Let's see you Sunday, okay?
Can I bring up one more thing?
I want to
bring up
15 seconds.
AB too. Who's the third? AB. We don't need him in our organization either because what he's pulled, after that, he decided he wanted to retire again, and now he's back out again saying he wants to play. We don't need that in our organization anymore either. So, AB, Jamal Adams, we just need to stop talking about those two.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Good stuff, Krusty. Talk to you Sunday.
All right. Talk to you on Sunday, man. I'll be here.
All right, fam. Yeah, you got it. I always worry about disgruntled players. Oh, and for some reason, they always end up, wherever they go next, it doesn't work. Hey, Dre, come on in, Dre.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Dre, you know how we do. We start out with a matter, and his preseason is going to hurt us, and then we start going in all different directions. So, Dre, preseason, is it necessary? And also, Dre, what do you want to bring to the table tonight? If you can get it done in 5 minutes.
I definitely think that preseason is needed, and that's because you have to look at this. The supplemental draft was already canceled due to COVID-19, right?
Yes.
So what canceling preseason does is it hurts those undrafted guys, which we have some very talented undrafted guys, and it hurts the guys, from the 5th round on down, because those are usually the guys who get cut, right?
Yep.
I mean, you have to look at it like this, Ronbo. Shannon Sharp is a Hall of Famer. He's in my top 3 actually in tight ends, greatest tight ends of all time. He was drafted in the 7th round.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine a talent like that not being able to have preseason in order to make the team and not being in the NFL. I mean, it's just totally bullshit. So the guys who are in the supplemental draft, they already declared for the pros, so they can't go back to college. So what do? The guys who are,
That's a disaster.
undrafted free agents, what about those guys? I mean, I definitely think for the younger guys that's coming in trying to make a name for themselves, it is definitely important. But for the veteran guys, they don't really like preseason. Hell, they only show up, halfway into the off-season camps, right? So
or get contracts. Remember Alex Boone? He get a contract saying, I ain't got to show up until training camp. Yeah. What?
Right.
Is that an attitude? Come on, man.
Right. Yeah, so I'm definitely for the preseason. You get to see what you're working with. It's kind of hard to see that when you're in practice, you're not going 100%. You know what I'm saying? You can't even tackle guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're hitting from the shoulder pads up, and you're wrapping up, but you're not actually tackling. So, it's hard to be able to grade talent off of that. Also, I agree with the last caller. I do not want Jamal Adams' ass in San Francisco, bruh. We do not need that. Raheem Mostert, he didn't already did enough. His dumb ass, they did. I just don't want that. I don't care how talented you are, bro. We don't need that type of stuff in San Francisco. You can stay in New York with that shit, bro. I'm just not for that. I'm not for that, bro.
And Dre, quite frankly, I don't see him making that big of a difference that we need to remove Kwaski T and bring him in. Maybe he can play a little better, but are we hurting at the SS?
Right.
I could put Sherm there next year. I ain't got to go. No, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just great, superior athlete, very strong. But I think he thinks more of himself than he really is. If you ask him, he think he better than Ronnie Lott and Ed Reed right now. You ain't that, bro. All you do is spin records. You ain't nothing.
That has to be frowned upon. Now you got nothing humble about you at all. You need to chill out.
Nah, bro.
And best believe you could get better. Don't. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Nah, I just don't want that. I mean, when you do that article, because in the Jets, I think a lot of teams are scheduled to come in a little bit earlier than us due to us being in Santa Clara. But when you do that right before you have to report to camp, do you know how awkward that's going to be for the team, for the staff, for the general manager, for the coaches? Like, bro, you don't want that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
Dre,
I'm passing.
They got the for sale sign up for him right now. Because they got quiet for a minute and talked about trying to keep him.
Yeah.
Now they want to get rid of him before Monday morning. So.
And you know what, Ronbo? When he thought he's doing himself a service, he just did himself a disservice. There's a lot of general managers that's looking at that article and saying, do we really want that? His price, the offering price for him just went down dramatically. It just went down. So he basically sabotaged himself, and he sabotaged the Jets what they can ask for. Because you better believe they're going to say, are you sure you want this guy? He's talented. Don't get me wrong, but that's just not, send him to Seattle. I don't care where he goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want that. We just don't want that type of stuff.
You know what? He could end up with the Patriots because Bill Belichick doesn't care who you are. If he thinks you're a good football player, come and tell him. But he'll let him know, I get any trouble out of you, though, I'll cut you in a heartbeat.
Keep him over there. Keep him over there in the AFC East. I don't think that's something. I don't think that's something we want to work with. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he's not coming.
That's just. I'm just good on that. Other news, man. The NFLPA. They were throwing their hands up and saying, we want to play. Now, when it comes to the actual agreement for the year, the NFL threw them a curveball. That's why I say, bro, sometimes it's just best to play ball. They didn't think this was going to happen. Yeah. It came out that if you don't play, you don't get paid this year. So while y'all was doing all of that bitching, moaning, complaining about, the NFL safety, which you were training all off season with people who are untested anyways, but now you're worried about safety, the NFL said, okay, we'll give you no preseason games. But how about if you don't play, you ain't getting paid?
Yeah.
I mean, It's just a give and take, man.
That's only fair. I mean, you can't expect the owners. You can get mad at the owners all you want to, but that is probably that's fair. I got it. I can't pay for no services, bro.
Nah, that ain't happening. Yeah. So man, it's a lot of stuff that needs to be talked about. If people don't get it here tonight on Ronbo, tomorrow I got a show at 12 p.m. on Niners All Day with Leo Luna. He's a writer for Sports Illustrated. He does 49ers content. Right. Check us out. It'll be at 12 p.m. so everybody have time to get themselves up and get together. 12 p.m. Western, 3 p.m. Eastern time, bro.
There you go.
Thank you for providing this platform, Ronbo. I hope you're good and you safe out there, and you and your family is all good, man. Y'all just wear a mask out there, bro. Let's try to get through this as quick as possible.
California has no business catching New York.
Right.
Damn it.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah, let's just wear a mask. Yeah, let's just wear a mask, bro. I mean, you don't have to wear it all day, bro, unless you're at work or whatever your case is, but just wear the mask, bro, so we can get through this shit, because this is getting out of hand. It's really getting out of hand.
And Dre, you stay healthy too, fam. Okay, I'll tell you what, Dre, tomorrow, 12 noon, West Coast, East Coast, 3 p.m., the 3-hour difference. And, who's your guest again?
Leo Luna from Sports Illustrated.
All right.
He just did a podcast today on his show with Matt Barr. If anybody has him as Twitter friends, he was on YouTube Barr. And Twitter, man.
Matt Barr,
man. So y'all come check us out, man. Shout out to TNT fam, Trey Trez, Big Show, Jerry Fresh, my player partner Will, man. All of the guys out there, man. Y'all be safe. I'll holler at you soon, Ronbo.
All right, Dre. Looking forward to it, fam. All right. Like Dre. I'm going to check Dre out tomorrow. My days are so packed now, I can't even sleep. Hey, Sharon!
Oh, no. Football is back.
Yes, it would seem. Because Sharon, what I really like it is, like, even the players, if somebody gets sick, they're going to know well in advance, and then they can get away from the players. The only thing that scares me is, who is it? Somebody gets sick. It can't be certain people, period. Jimmy cannot,
right.
You know what we could do without Jimmy, maybe. But we can't do without Jimmy for 2 weeks.
Right.
And you can't do without a lot of guys for 2 weeks. We can't do without George Kittle for 5 minutes. So, this is the only thing that I'm scared about. But everything else is fine. Let's go football.
That's right. I was so happy to hear that. I was like, it's back.
What's wrong? Do you see, Kyle thinks it's a good idea. He can get a lot of work done. There's no preseason games getting in the way, and people can learn things. Do you see any drawbacks?
That's the only thing. I always look forward to preseason because I like to scope out who they should keep and who they shouldn't. But, hey, we don't have preseason. Oh, well, I can live without it.
As long as they let the reporters in the camp to give us reports, because you know how good the reporters are at describing as to what happened in camp. Because we're going to lose not watching games. Because like you're saying, Sean, we watch the game and say, get rid of him. We're so quick. Get rid of him for sure. I like this one. Yeah, we can't do that.
Well, hopefully, everybody steps up. Even Dante, quit playing like a little kid, or you can come play with my kids. They're bored.
Tom, you be right over. Kitties and all. Guys, I got a couple of my kitties. You guys going to love them.
Yeah. But I'm just glad, training camp is about to start.
Yes, indeed. I just want to say, I want to know what's going on. That's why I hope they have more reporters. Maybe they will. Usually they have it like once or twice a week. It would be on Wednesdays. Maybe early in the week. They got to have at least 2 sessions a week with letting the media people in. That's the thing. So we get really in-depth reporting.
And I go Monday because I'm going to go donate the plasma since I had the coronavirus.
So you got the antibodies. Yes.
Yeah.
Sharon, I didn't remember. You actually went through COVID for a little bit, okay? Oh, God. How long did that happen?
For a week.
Oh, God. But you came out.
I went in for a week, and I came out on Friday just in time for the Super Bowl weekend. I beat it that week.
Oh. Sharon, you were one of the first people because it hadn't been identified exactly.
Yeah, was right after my birthday when I came down with it in January.
Right, because all we knew, it was something was raging in China. And, so? Because people always, if it's not affecting you in your backyard, it's not going to make you think, whoa. And then it got to our beaches, and it got you early on. Mm-hmm. Do you still do you feel anything right now? I mean, because usually they said lingering effects. You feel okay?
Yeah, I feel good. I'm great.
Okay, good. Because the rumor is that lung damages and blood vessels and all kind of weird things.
No. Everything's good. Everything's fine.
Great. So good to hear. All right, so you already agree that football season is going to be fine. We need preseason games, but we'll be able to do without them.
I'm so happy to hear about that. Oh yeah, and I'm glad Mostert was able to clear the air and he's staying. So it's all good all the way around. I mean, I ain't got no complaints.
Tell you what, it's going to change the way people think about agents, especially with the 49ers.
And hopefully they do let some fans in, and if they do, please wear the mask, people.
Oh, there won't be any choice.
Hard.
No, the NFL is going to mandate it. Either wear the mask or go back and get in your car and get the hell up out of here. That's all there is to it. You want to watch the game, that's the rule.
I got a box of masks. I'll loan you some. They're all 49er fan masks.
Because this is one thing. You don't need to play games, okay?
You don't.
We're not running any risk today, okay? Whether you believe it or not is irrelevant. This is what you got to do. Wear the mask to the game. You get out of here, do whatever you want.
Jamal Adams and AB, you send them over to the Cowboys. They need a lot of help over there. So send them over that way.
He wants to go there. Yeah, he wants to go there too. So.
Well, send them over there. We don't need nothing like that on our team anyway. We good.
I don't know what these guys are thinking when they go making themselves. Don't make a spectacle of yourself. You want to go to another team.
Yeah, because you make a spectacle of yourself, you set yourself short.
Yeah. Look at Jalen Ramsey.
And you thinking everything is going to be good and gravy, but then it doesn't.
I know. I mean, you look at Jalen Ramsey. How he ends up in Los Angeles with the Rams. Well, they're not going anywhere. Now look at you. You didn't like playing.
He didn't get all his money, did he?
No! And the thing is, he was losing.
Stuck over there.
Oh, yeah. He was losing in Jacksonville, and he goes from one loser to another. So what is the difference? And you don't get any money still, Jalen. What are you doing?
Right?
Yeah.
Still didn't get paid.
Well, good luck to him.
Whining. Right?
That's
but I think we're going to be good this year. I think everything is going to be good. So.
Yeah, and the more you practice with Kyle Shanahan's offense, I think the better. I think they'll be even sharper, actually. I really
think they'll know who they. I think if we're not going to have preseason, I think they're going to know who they're going to keep and who they don't. I think they're pretty good like that with Lynch and Kyle. Because their heads two together, they know who they keep and who to scope out and who they got to make walk and find somewhere else to go. So, I think they'll do a good job. I don't think they'll make no regrets of who they got to let go.
And there'll probably be a network between the owners.
Don't they usually cut people like in August or something?
Well, they're going to. August 16th, a lot of guys are going.
Yeah.
And then at the end of August, a lot of other guys are going. They're going to have two cuts. Yeah, 2 cuts this year.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, and I hope they let some fans in the stand because it will be boring without fans.
Oh, God, the players do that too. All right. Tell you what we're going to do. See you Sunday, Sharon. Glad to hear from you.
You will, Ronbo. Have a good night. Go Niners.
All right, fam.
Bye.
Oh, man. I tell you. Hey, John V. John.
You there, brother?
I'm right here, John. I can hear you, man. Come on in.
All right. How you doing, my man?
Oh, John, great, man. I'm just waiting for that official word, and then of course I see it flash. I'm looking at my phone and blast across the phone. NFLPA agrees. Let's play ball. Oh God, yes. Let me make that screen. I think about a screenshot and keep that. Post it up as a photo around the house.
Got Ronbo, I can't tell you how refreshing that was, my man. Just the energy that you bring, brother, tonight, man, is just so goddamn good, brother. I love it, man.
I can't contain myself,
when you
man.
started the program,
Oh.
I knew it was going to be a good night, my man.
It's a worrisome thought. You know, it's like you got a burden lifted up off your shoulders, man. Here's all of a sudden we're going to play. I seen baseball. I got all excited. You watched baseball the other day when it first started?
Oh, yeah.
I got all excited.
I'm a Trod fan.
You know,
I'm an Indians fan, so I mean, we just won tonight, so it's been a good day, brother. It's been a good day.
And you know what? You know what I really liked about watching baseball, John? It looks like the players. I kept thinking there may be some intensity let up because there's nobody in the stands pushing you like that. But those guys looked like they were serious out there, man. They were playing hard.
No,
and I was watching the game.
Ronbo, it gave me hope.
Yeah. So let's get it out. They're professionals. Of course they're going to play hard. You know, fans in the stands are not.
Absolutely, my man. I'll tell you, Ronbo, today's just, my God, dude, it's so refreshing, Ronbo. I mean, I got the Fox Sports sound going in my head. I'm pumped, man. I'm ready to go, dude. Hey, how about that Sims interview with Shanahan and the good things that Shanahan had to say about Jimmy, man? You know,
I know, right?
He said, dude, you're going to be better. You're going to be good. You had one full season. You won 16 games. We almost made it. I'm really confident in the way that he feels, how he feels about Jimmy. So, you know, this is going to be a good thing, man. He thinks that everybody can improve, Ronbo, and that's scary on that defensive line, my man.
That's why when somebody says Nick Bosa, that was his rookie year, he's got a ceiling he hasn't even hit yet. That's absurd. That's ridiculous. Get out of here with that. Woo! God.
Ronbo, I wish you could have seen him as a Buckeye week in and week out, brother.
Oh,
raging. He brought a level of intensity. It was amazing. In college, he was crushing that edge, dude. I mean, it's like you saw him
out there with a bunch of little
stands.
kids.
Next thing you know, he's knocking dudes over, Ronbo. It was awesome. It was awesome watching him. So,
and Joey said that too. Joey said that. Joey says, "Oh man, guys, you got to see Nick, man. Guy's a beast." And I don't know what Joey was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And other people says, "Yeah, Nick's better than Joey." What? Really? And sure enough, they were right.
I mean, how awesome was it to see him come out so fresh, so young? I mean, come on, man. This defense is going to be nasty.
Oh,
and there's no doubt about it with Kinlaw. I'm pumped to see what Jalen Hurd brings in practice, what Trent Taylor brings in practice. McKinnon, I want to see what our investments got there. That thing's been sitting on the back burner. I mean, I'm excited for these positions, Ronbo. And I heard you earlier, and I thought about what you said, and it makes perfect sense. So we lose the preseason. I'm with Dre on that. I think it's crucial. But we get more practice.
Yeah.
And that is, you know, not having to prepare your first string, your second string for preseason matchups, Ronbo, week in and week out. You get to focus on your rookies. You get to practice. You get to get everybody situated. You get to focus on one thing and move on to the next. I think it's going to be okay, Ronbo. I think we're going to be okay. Definitely.
John,
I believe that there's not as much preparation needed.
And a lot of preparation is going to make you for a better football player. You know, John, I got a feeling this time next year, we're going to be looking at a lot of things. COVID has changed and altered the process of a lot of things. This is another thing. We're probably going to see a different draft than we saw in years before. Something to do with what happened last year. It came off well. You're going to probably see 3 games preseason maximum, and they'll probably push for 2. You know? Because how many players you lose in preseason games?
Oh, I mean, well, if it's us, Ronbo, I'm not going to speak it into existence. So I'm not.
No, but I mean, last year,
for other teams,
in the past, we lost Sean Coleman. Wasn't that a preseason game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, Ronbo, it changed everyone's lives. I mean, it changed our day-to-day as we know it. So, yeah, depending on how the season goes, Ronbo, with more practice, no preseason, maybe they'll just knock it down to 2 games, you know.
Yeah.
And if it goes really well and the league sees that, well, not a lot of injuries, all 32 teams, maybe there won't be preseason games. I don't know. I really don't know.
There'll probably be more practice collaborations, right? You know how we go to Denver all the time?
Sure.
Or they come to us? There may be those. Because if you need hostile,
not
hostile, but opposing stuff, that'll work, you know?
Well, yeah. So. Plus, we go up against our old defensive coordinator, and I think he's brewing up a pretty nasty defense over there in Denver.
You know?
Fangio, brother.
You know, the thing is, though, John,
I miss
our 49er offense playing against our defense. Remember last year when Jimmy was just getting butchered? I thought it was just one of those things. And then we saw how rugged our defense is. You can't understand it. But people hated Jimmy. John, remember people picked on 5 INTs, what? You know, and I said to myself, well, you know, there must be maybe something. We don't know what happened out there. I need to see what happened. Sure enough, as soon as the season opens, we find out what happened out there at practice. Jimmy was dealing with the defense from hell, his own defense. Oh, my God. So he got better for it.
That was funny how they blew that out of proportion, Ronbo. It really was. They made all those picks seem like they were at the expense of another team. It was our own defense. Our defense was nasty. And we aren't going to even miss a beat this year. We're just going to be better, one step ahead on everything, I think. I think we're going to be able to see Shanahan even believes that he himself needs to get better. Like he said, we can all improve, including myself. And that was an awesome take, because for once it was all about Jimmy and how he felt about Jimmy. Forget about that Tom Brady bullshit that had everybody, you know, distracted. Like, this was all about how Kyle believed in Jimmy, and I think John, that's going to help Jimmy.
And John, hopefully we've heard the last of that type of thing against him for days to come. We got to go, John. Let me see you Sunday.
My man. I'll be there, Ronbo. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for everything.
John. Back at you, fam.
Be safe. Good night, Ronbo. Good night, buddy.
And Dollar, Bill, Will.
Ronbo, what up? What up?
Oh, Will, it's looking like green light. Green light. I would say at this point, you know how the NFL is. I don't think anything's going to stop them from getting to 16 games in now. And if they get that far, there's no stopping the Super Bowl. So yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with what's about to happen next, because they seem to have this all under control. They seem to have calculated anything that could happen. They probably anticipated it, and they've addressed it. Knocking the walls out at Santa Clara. Got construction crews in there we need some room up in here, man. We got to separate, you know. I'm loving it. So they may fix it so the fans can come in the stands too. So that'll be next. So we'll see. But no preseason, no problem? You agree?
Oh, yeah, I agree. Because the 49ers, they itching right now. They itching. They itching to get back on this field, man, because, you know, we got some unfinished business to do. Take care of, this. I don't want to sound crazy, but
go ahead, sound crazy. Being crazy sounded today is in fashion.
This COVID does, this COVID does have its pros and cons, but it got some pros, man, because we don't have to worry about the preseason. The guys get on in there and start the season off. So, the guys itching to get on the field and whatnot. And with the rules and the regulations that the NFL has put in during this pandemic, it helps the players when they're practicing. Reduces risk of injuries. Hopefully, with these rules and regulations set in place, we won't have to hear about anybody hurting themselves. I really believe everybody will be on that roster. Whoever makes the roster, be on that roster, be good to go for week 1. So, hopefully Debo be back in time. If not, that's fine. I'm pretty sure we're going to have some playmakers like Hurd, Taylor, and stepping in, and Ayuk and all them guys, going crazy on the field, until Debo returns. So, them guys are ready to go. They have unfinished business, man. So
and been training and working hard.
I don't think they're gonna miss a step at all. I really don't, because they brought most of the guys back. The chemistry is there. It's not like everybody that left and you got new people coming in. Same guys that was there last year are back, and the chemistry is still there, and they ready to rock and roll. They're ready to rock and roll. I don't think they're gonna miss a step. And this team gonna get better, Ronbo, because the players, with D4 coming back and hurt, and all the guys that was injured last year coming back this year, this team should be better than last year. So,
and guess who already said that's going to be the case? I mean, Eric Armstead already said this team is better right now. I said, what does he mean? Whoa, Eric, what are you talking about, man? So, and we got some more rest. That's the best thing about this. We got more rest than we should have because of what we had to wait, right? Because you come off the playoffs that deep in the playoffs, teams usually a little less rested than everybody else. Not us, not this year. I love it.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready to see Jet. I'm ready to see D4.
Especially.
Do you know if D4 is playing every single game this season, man, this defensive line is going to be so much better. It's going to help
you just named everybody's most curious to see what they look like. D. Ford, Jerick McKinnon, Jalen Hurd, Trent Taylor. We want to know, what are they going to look like? Boy, if they're ready to go, Will, it would take an act of God to stop the 49ers. Congress wouldn't be enough. It'd have to be an act of God. That's too much coming at you offensively. And backed up by that kind of a defense, oh, Lord.
I'm gonna tell you who's the most scariest person to look out for. And he played last year. Number 10. Number 10 is gonna be more scary this year than last year, because Kyle Shanahan said that the best is yet to come for Jimmy. All Jimmy has to do now is understand defensive coverages when he sees them on the line of scrimmage.
And he's seen them a lot.
Once he figure out those defensive coverages, because you didn't see him call out the defensive coverages last season. You didn't see that, You just saw go to the line and we do our pre-motions and stuff like that. But now this year, you're gonna see a difference in Jimmy G. Once he goes to the line, he's gonna understand those defensive coverages that they putting on the line of scrimmage. Once he does that, them defenses ain't gonna know what to do, and Jimmy G gonna be dotting them. I'm talking about like dotting them to every receiver out there on that field. And Jimmy G's gonna have a ball out game every game, because Kyle's gonna put him in that position to do that. So Jimmy G is gonna be scarier than last year, and I don't give a damn what these reporters and all these people are gonna say about Jimmy. But this is a narrative that they started, and that's the narrative they got to keep up with. If they hate him then, they're gonna hate him now, and they can't change the narrative because they already put the narrative out there that he's not a good quarterback, which they are wrong about. So Jimmy G is gonna be more scarier this year than last year, and we're gonna see it. Just watch, I'm telling you.
You got me? I need no convincing. And also, remember, Weston Richburg is the one who orchestrates what you're going to do, pretty much.
Right.
He's Jimmy's info guy. He's the guy who reads the defense and sees the setups and knows what's going to happen. When Richburg went down, Garland is good, but he's not Richburg good when it comes to that. Also, remember another thing. Jimmy G also, as I've always said, we can practice what we're supposed to do. It's a two-way thing. Receiver, quarterback, everybody's got to be in sync at the same time. If that fails, it breaks down, you're going to have problems. Because Jimmy didn't have a lot of problems in the Super Bowl even until the offensive line was breached on every snap. And then you start to have problems. So Jimmy G can be taken about, I'd give him 60% of what happened out there, his fault. 40%, I'll put that on the receivers and the offensive line play. So he'll be better this year, though, because he's got a great offensive line. Everybody knows what they're doing out there as far as the wide receivers go, except for Jalen Hurd. But Kendrick, Trent, they all know what they're doing. Debo. So we'll be cool on that. But
Yeah, absolutely. One more thing before I get off. There's two players that I want to see on defense to make this team. Undrafted free agent. That's the guy Maton, the safety from Alabama, and AC, the corner from Missouri. those guys need to show up in camp and do a great job. I really want them to make this team because if we do move from Tart and don't get Adams, and if Tart happens to leave or whatnot in the future or whatnot, maybe can step in and be ready. Or Tavares Moore can be ready or can be ready. I think Tavares Moore is more ready now because he's been there. But AC has a good chance of making this team. I mean, Maiden has a good chance of making this team too, as well as AC. Because Sherman is not going to be with us not too long. And you know, Mosley for right now, he's got that spot over Spoon. I don't care what nobody says. So if Sherman's out the door and we still have Mosley, we could put AC there. And if Tar happens to be gone or whatnot, we could put Maiden there or Tavares Moore, and that secondary won't miss a step. So I really want AC and Maiden to make the team because I really believe them two guys.
I think they've seen enough of Maiden to know you got to keep him to take a look at him anyway. So, you know, but 80 men and then UDFAs, it's going to be a tough call to make. There's going to be a lot of guys that can do shot. Will, good stuff, fam. I'm going to see you Sunday.
All right, man. See you Sunday, man. Shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Shout out to my TNT fan, man. My player partner, Dre, Trey Trez, Big Show, Russo. Shout out to Ronbo Sports Fan Club, Jersey Joe, Rico, all them guys, man. Super Bowl 55, Tampa Bay, Florida. You won't beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because it'll be the San Francisco 49ers versus to be announced. All right, Ronbo.
I will. It is definitely not going to be Tampa Bay. I would, you know what? Just for betting's sake, you should put $1 down. Anything the Patriots are going to do, in case they get to the playoffs, you put $1 down, you make a fortune. Because at some point in the season, it's going to get knocked way down the odds. Hey, Ellis!
Ronbo.
Ellis!
What's up, man?
Oh, Ellis, man, we're looking at everybody's getting off on that interview Kyle had yesterday with his buddy, the unbuttoned. Is it the unbuttoned or the button down? Anyway, with Chris Sims, and it picked up a lot from that. And Kyle shared a lot of things that are going on around Santa Clara, including not having to be concerned. Kyle thinks no preseason, fine, great. There's so many things I can do, and one thing I really echoes in my mind is they take a day off before games, those preseason games. They take a day off on preseason day game and the day after. That's 3 days. And Kyle's offense, that's a lot of time you could be contributing toward getting better. And in Kyle's offense, the better they get, the more useless it is for any other defense to try to stop them. So, yeah, I love that part. I hadn't even thought about that. But what do you preseason? You think we'd be okay without preseason?
We will see. I think everybody around the NFL is going to be having to make a serious adjustment. This is the first time we've experienced this, and I think a lot of guys are ready and excited. I don't think anybody's shying away from it, and however, there may be some bad nerves and different things because of what's going on, and how they're pushing this narrative and what have you, and these restrictions, and the season damn near could have not even actually been official. We might have even had a season this year.
It was looking
things could change. We don't. Yeah, we don't even know, at this point. But I think that we're ready. I think, some teams are going to have an advantage on others. It's going to be a primitive time for guys or teams that kind of have either the greater continuity or team, just team overall kind of like just the outcome in the last season. And guys, the teams that had the better units last year, I think are going to be more dominant, that didn't have too many adjustments and things made. That being us, of course, and but man, it's kind of crazy because. But
Ellis, question though, because here's the thing: you hit upon something that's going to be very interesting as it develops, right? We already know the 49ers, Kansas City, the Ravens are going to be tough. The Patriots are just traditionally they're just going to be tough as long as Belichick lives and breathes. You look around.
The Seagulls.
And they're probably going to be. He always gets that team ready, doesn't he? No matter how bad we hate on them, they come to play. Okay, so
absolutely, We go ahead, fam. Go ahead.
And then the Rams. I don't know what to expect from the Rams because they have a lot of problems. I do concern myself, but you know what? The Cardinals, I think I'm afraid of something that's not happening yet. Why? Because like I'm saying, you're saying everybody we got is pretty much coming back. So they can bring along the guys to the new guys. But the Cardinals, they got a lot of new guys. What are they going to do? I don't think they do as well as I think. So I'm gonna back up on them.
No.
But the teams we just mentioned, yeah, they're going to be tough.
Yeah. I think, like I said, those teams that already have those units, and the Chiefs, what was it, Tyreek Hill's talking about, they're going to win 7 Super Bowls, and the other guy who just got signed, that defensive lineman, whatever his name, something Jones, whatever that guy just signed that big contract.
Yeah.
He's talking crazy. So, we got to put that fire out, man. So I just hope the guys are ready to just go hard and not really take any prisoners this time. We really got to be savage with the game this time, and just really just take guys, take these teams out and set the bar, on this quarantine of a year with all of this virus and stuff going on. Let's set precedents and and take over. You know what I mean? As long as we can get a full season, man, let's use this to our advantage. You know what I mean? Because we do have the advantage. Despite what the critics and others may say, the naysayers, what have you, we do have an advantage here, and
teams
so I'm not too worried about.
Yeah, we're the
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it feels good. We're the ones that you have to, we're the mold. We're the mold to follow. At this time right now. So it's
go ahead, say it, Ellis. I know you want to say it. The Super Bowl road runs through San Francisco. Yes.
Hello. Can they hear us? Can they hear us loud?
Yeah.
Turn your volume up. Ladies and gentlemen, turn the volume up. Did you hear that? Yes, sir.
I love it.
What was that was talking about with Dre? Was it something going on with a player that's going to that may need to be getting rid of, or what's happened? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, we were talking about Jamal Adams, and Jamal is tearing his ass in New York.
Oh.
He's going after gays. He's going after the ownership. And
Oh, yeah,
about
I've seen that.
These folks ain't ready for prime time. They ain't winning no championship here because they ain't got the money. I say, Jamal, come on, man. You're making yourself look bad.
That's that Texas.
Oh,
That boy, he trying to. He trying to get up out of here, man. Gase, he did kind of seem a little bit, on the softer side, or just something about his, just if you can look at him, you can tell that he's probably not really getting it done all the way for some reason. Or and that's big and that's important, especially as a coach, a head coach, and when you got rookie, guys that have just only been in the league a couple of years that are saying that kind of stuff, then. It's time to go, But I don't want him to have that and carry that kind of attitude with us. I just want him to be professional. I feel like he needs to handle himself, even as a young, firecracker, and having a really great, just being a great player. I think you still got to try to maintain some kind of professionalism, because we're looking at those things too as our other teams. Some teams don't really give a damn. You can have character problems, and they're gonna scoop you up and try to make something out of you, and hope that the wheels don't fall off too soon. But you see the Josh Gordons and all of the different things that go on around with these players and stuff.
And we always have
depends.
people that want these guys. I've seen people in the chat say, man, 49ers need to quit fooling around, go get AB, trade for Jamal Adams. Who else? How about we bring in Attila the Hun? Because I've seen, what? Would you think about what you're asking for? You're asking for to bring nitro, glycerin, bring some dynamite sticks in here too, and light it all at the same time. It's we're not losing games. There's no need to run a ridiculous risk. That's my feeling.
Exactly.
If you're doing well, then keep doing well. With the guys of good character and got standards and don't like to shoot off in the mouth and air their laundry out in public. You can walk to the front office like Mostert did. You got a problem? Don't send your dog in here on me. Come on up here and talk. We know each other. What is that?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I mean. So it's a maturity thing, and like I said, it takes a while. They talk about the frontal cortex developing, and you know what I mean, not until you're 27. So he's still considered to be a young guy. I'm just saying, so the decision-making and thought process isn't always, as key. You know what I mean? He's a big-time player, and he's got a lot of light being shined on him right now. So he's feeling himself. He's smelling himself a bit. But he just got to do it in moderation, I say, and don't burn your bridges before you even get to him.
Yeah, because you don't want to be known as a loose cannon, because it's just a really risky thing. You got something to say, don't go public all the time.
Think about Jalen Ramsey. Look at Jalen Ramsey, what he can turn into when he doesn't get his way. Or, some other players, they start talking crazy or doing stuff, on field things, off the field, locker room things, clashing with the staff. We need guys to, be humble, in control and mature. We got to keep that. We have to keep that flow going on in that organization.
Because it works.
So I don't know. He's not too bad. He's not an AB, and he's not even a OBJ worth of complaining. But OBJ is still a fantastic player, as is Jamal. But I think Jamal would be maybe a little bit more feasible and easier to control and kind of contain as long as he can play and be successful.
And you might be right, Ellis, because we got to go. Because he may be just showing out because he wants out of New York that badly. But you got to use tact, So that's you got even Jalen Ramsey act like your back is hurting every day. You can't play today, and pretty soon they'll say, "All right, we get it. You can go. We'll get you out of here now."
Right.
Let me see you Sunday, fam. Right.
Yeah, absolutely, Ronbo. Shout out to you. Thank you as always, family, for your platform. Shout out to the Niner faithful.
Fam.
Download that Ronbo Sports app, hit the like, subscribe, and much love to y'all, man, and everybody. You most definitely, family.
Thanks,
I got something coming for you, family. I've been cooking for you.
I'll be waiting. No problem. Thanks,
yes,
fam.
sir. Yes, sir. Much respect, family.
Night, Ellis.
Peace.
Hey, Jay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, I tell you, man, I'm thinking, I wasn't worried about preseason because, a lot of us, we're just grateful they're going to bring football back. I don't care what capacity they do. And now they're saying there's not going to be no preseason games. And we knew that was going to happen. At least if they was going to play any preseason games, they might play one or two. So now, no preseason games. Kyle's making it. He pointed out, why? Don't worry, guys. I got this. I don't need no preseason games to build a football team. In fact, the preseason games was getting in my way. I need for these guys to focus and learn what I'm teaching them. I'm sitting there saying, "Hey, man, Reverend Shanahan." Oh, I'm loving it.
Yeah. He's absolutely right. I believe that, he don't need it. He's at training camp, and he can just see what he got and come
make
up
adjustments.
with, a game. Yeah, make adjustments and come with a plan to try to get us back to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
The kicker is that, the good thing about our team is good. So we're going to have a lot of steps on a lot of teams because they're not going to be ready. They're not going to be ready like we is.
Just the professionalism alone that they developed last year.
It's only going to be a handful of teams we're going to be ready for, the real good coaches, the real good quarterbacks. We got both, so I think we're going to be in one that's going to be really ready to go. I think Kyler Murray's going to do a step back because of, rookie slump.
So, you mean sophomore slump? You think so? I hope so. Kyler Murray, I try to tell myself don't worry about him, but in the back of my mind, he's still that little run he did against us in that game where he blitzed around that corner at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I just see that.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be. He's gonna be a little, he's gonna be like that net, that little fly, what I'm saying?
That's what DeForest
he's
Buckner
gonna get on your nerves.
Little net.
Yeah. He's gonna be moving around and exactly. And he's gonna be one of them, but I think, they're gonna get adjusted. That's what teams do. They get it, it's like the NFL.
We gonna have the defense lined up. So, he can't get away from our linebackers. Now, if I put Dre Greenlaw, if Greenlaw is gonna play this year, if I got Greenlaw in pursuit, I got Quan, and I got the perennial one. If I got all my linebackers going after that dude, I don't see him getting away as much as he did. But you got to set that defense up to know when he's getting ready to move. Because the boy's going to be good. I ain't going to make no...
Oh, yeah, he's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? I just think right now is not his time, so...
He's got D-Hop. He's got some receivers out there.
He got some receivers, but, the thing is, it's only one football. It's only one football. You know what I'm saying? So you only can get it. So, then if you got which Larry Fitzgerald, he ain't the type of player going to be whining about the football. You know what I'm saying? But
you got to
got
keep an
D-Hop.
eye on him. Fitz is a
Yeah.
49er killer for years. You know?
Yeah, he's been a thorn in our backside like Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Them two been a thorn in our backside for years, and I can't wait till that man retires.
Matter of fact, Fitz is the worst. Chat, who besides Larry Fitzgerald has been beating us up? And Tyler Lockett over in Seattle. But Fitzgerald has owned the 49ers. Shoot, since what, 20?
Yeah, but he owned this when Kirk Warner was there. But he really didn't, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't really have
It was Arians and Palmer. I mean, Carson Palmer.
Oh, yeah, he did. Man. Yeah, they did have Palmer. I forgot all about him. Yeah, so, I mean, he's older now, so he's about to be
he's not as dangerous, but still, he's out there, and you got to count for him. And now he's got D-Hop out there with him.
He still make plays.
Yeah.
He still make plays, and he's still effective. He's still one of the best receivers in the league. He ain't the top dog anymore, but he's still elite. He's still out there balling. He still make plays. He still catch the football. You know what I'm saying?
But Jay, here's the thing. Jay. Here's the thing. With D-Hop being there for the last few weeks, you wonder how well of much of a chemistry they can build up between now and opening day. Because we're going to see all of that in the first game. Here they come. D-Hop. Oh!
Yeah.
Larry don't earn his space.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think they just have to just get at Kyler Murray. That's it. That's how you can stop him.
We're
just
already
get
favored.
Kyler Murray. Yeah, and you just got to make them, they got to beat us running the football. Just keep getting at the Kyler Murray and let them take the ball out of his hand and let them run the football. Yeah.
Callie Young's right. Wait a minute. Larry Fitzgerald has got to be concerned about the best slot cover in the game. K1. I mean, I always said K1 was going to be good, but K1's even better than I thought. K1's got he's got his technique down. Got to re-sign him next year, too. I'm telling you, Jay, man, there's going to be some guys got to be re-signed, and K1's one of them.
Yeah, and I say you sign him. You know what I'm saying? I think you sign him. I think you sign Richard Sherman. You know what I'm saying? And,
put him in the box?
Yeah.
Because over the top, I need speed back there.
Yes. And, it just because only reason why I would sign Richard Sherman is because his intellect. You know what I'm saying? He's real smart. And that's the only reason why I was re-sign Richard Sherman, because he's getting older, but he's still, you know what I'm saying, his mind is just, it makes up for his skill.
He's a football genius when you come right down to it. And next year, I got a feeling they might start looking at Rich, if he signs, they're going to look at him in the box, I think, next year. We may pick up something in the draft, but I don't know if they're going to do with Kwasky. Yeah, it's a whole many things. Jay, we're out of time, though. Let's continue this on Sunday, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ronbo. Appreciate what you do, brother.
My pleasure.
You have a good night, brother.
You too. Night, Jay. Yeah, we got there's going to be so many decisions next year. It's going to be crazy offseason next year. COVID should be in the wind, They say we may have a cure sometime soon. This just in.
Oh, you got it right this time. Yay.
Justin.
The preseason's been canceled. Damn. I'm sad about that because I was hoping to go to the Raider-Niner game.
Oh,
beat the Raiders. I was really hoping.
Oh, I did want that, though. You're right. I did want that game. You forgot about that.
I'm really sad about that.
Well,
I was,
We did the Raider fans a favor.
Here's the question, and here's the thing. With the COVID thing happening, I really find it hard. I know a lot of people don't want bad news right now, but I'm playing that devil's advocate less than a nursing for all. I really don't see, even though Commissioner Roger Goodell, you just had a Chiefs starting right guard opt out of the season. You're probably going to see more players opt out of the season. I don't see how the NFL season starts on time, even with the new thing they just signed. I don't. I really don't. I see it. I've been saying this since the whole thing happened. I say, when basketball got canceled and they barely come back in July, it doesn't make sense for the NFL to start back up in August. And the reason I'm saying that is because
you're forgetting, though, is those teams, those leagues, they went through the initial wave of pain. And fortunately, the football season is on the tail end of things all being worked out. So you're seeing examples with baseball and NBA's playing, or what they're doing is different. They're playing in a bubble, so they're safe. But the thing is, you're seeing actually a progression that now can allow, and we're lucky that we're on the tail end of sports return, because now football can actually start now because baseball's already gotten started, NBA's already started. They're not going to stop at this point. So why would football be delayed? I don't understand. Why would you think that?
I would prefer. The reason I'm not a fan of preseason getting canceled is because some players I would like to see how they play. I'd like to see players like Brandon Ayuk, how he's going to play. Juwan Jennings, you got a bunch of players on the 49ers roster that could make the team based on the preseason performance.
Well,
that is why I like to see how they play.
Not entirely.
That is why I'm not a fan. I'm not really a fan of canceling preseason games. One, I was a fan of maybe making two preseason games the most. 1 week 1, 1 week 4. You take a 2-week gap, you see how they produce, and you go to week 4 and you make the final decision. That was my fan. That was my like.
For entertainment's sake, that would have been fun. I mean, it's exciting. Knowing a preseason game. You can't wait. You're only going to see the starters for a couple of minutes, but still, it's exciting watching those guys we don't know nothing about. I agree with that, though. Yeah.
Yes, and that's why I'm not really a fan of canceling the whole preseason. I think the NFLPA needs to rethink that. I think they should come to, because some players are on that $127 or like barely making a buy because they're practice squad players, like Cole Hick, whatever his name is, that quarterback we signed for the practice squad. He's a quarterback. Yeah, there you go. He got $127 signing bonus. Now he's worried. Now he's probably going to be worried, even though he has a backup plan of becoming a UFC fighter, which, well, all props to him. Good luck to him if that's the way he wants
Rudder's
to go.
a fighter? You're talking about Hockett.
He is a fighter, yeah.
Yeah, Rudder's a fighter.
He's a fighter.
Because I know Hockett is.
He's a fighter.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a fighter.
Yeah, so I'm saying that the NFLPA should rethink their decision on canceling preseason games. You should have 2 preseason games, 1 week 1 and 1 week 4. Then you're good to go.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
And also, if you're talking about the health and safety players, why are we doing Thursday night football still? That makes no sense to NFL players. You're banged up. They're coming on sometimes from East Coast to West Coast to like all the way across. So
players get hurt. You know the problem is they don't have a big enough sample of players getting hurt. They can't prove anything. Players been complaining about that for years. So.
And I agree with the players. The players, like Richard Sherman says, why are we coming down back like that? What was it? The Cardinal game. I think we got back from. I think the Seattle versus Niner game. I think that was the week before, the week after the game, or is that the week after? I know
Thursday night or Monday night or something.
Yeah. So we went back Monday night, played them Thursday night.
Yeah, it's a scary short week, ain't it? That is so scary. Yeah. 4 days.
And we won, yes we did, but like to other players, like you're like, holy hell, I got to go back to work and I got to prepare. Like I got like 4 days of rest and then prepare for another game. Like
you don't get 4 days of rest. You get maybe you get one. You play on Sunday, you rest on Monday. You got to get out, get some work done on Tuesday because Wednesday you're taking a day off. So I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they get that done. So yeah, it's a rough thing. So your body's still heating up from all them bangs?
I don't want to say that this whoever wins the championship this year will be asterisk champion. I don't want to say that. Whoever wins this year, the Super Bowl, if it's us, we earned it. Whoever wins, but I gotta say, without fans in the stands, it's kind of taken away from the game a little bit. Taken away from the game.
Yeah, it's
kind of.
So. And it's an unfortunate thing. But I don't think that there's going to be empty seats all season long. I see it being maybe for the first month of September. But after that, I see them slowly trying to figure out a way to get fans back in the stands.
I don't understand why they didn't I was hoping they were going to push it back to NFL season to maybe like a month, because we're still in phase 1. We're still there's still cases. So I'm like, you push it back a month, you allow people to go back to phase 3, because we're at phase 3. At some point, we were at phase 3. We were opening stuff back up, and then we went back to phase 1. So.
I'm just wondering, with Newsom having things shutting down right and left, Newsom has got his finger. You can see his finger on the button. Don't show me the charts. I swear to God, you show me the charts, I'm shutting the whole thing down. So if we end up setting more records, he's going to shut everything down. I'm wondering, how's that going to affect the 49ers? It really. Television crews, there's a certain amount of people that are going to have to be out at the stadium. It's kind of scary. Santa Clara says we're fine. All right, these guys, go ahead. You got to go ahead. So there is something you got to worry about with that. So
of course, and so it's. But I know I got time running out. But I was just going to saying that I hope everybody's wearing their mask, and I hope you guys are not being ignorant as my generation is. I'm only 22, so. I'm saying my generation is kind of responsible a little bit. But I do hope you guys are being safe.
You guys are the healthiest ones. I mean, it doesn't really affect you dramatically. Let's think about this, Justin. People don't the scientists, everybody involved in researching this, they don't really understand. Because 1 minute they're doing this, and they figure this is right, okay, this is true. And then that SOB, it mutates or something. And then all of a sudden, whoa, what's this? It wasn't affecting this age group last month, and now all of a sudden they're the biggest chart. Wow. And then you had a baby die, but only one, mind you. But babies don't have pre-consistent conditions at 1 year old. So what happened to that theory?
That was New Zealand.
Oh, I know.
That was in New Zealand. That 1-year-old baby that died. That was in New Zealand. But I want football to start. I want sports. Don't get me wrong, everybody. I want football. I want sports. I really do. But we need to be safe about it. We need to be make sure the players are safe, and make sure those who are coming in contact with them, such as equipment people, are being tested on daily. That is how you get beat this disease.
We got to go. But just, because the thing is, you don't know the age groups throughout the complex either. There may be some older guys in the towel room or whatever. There may be the cafeteria may have cooks. That's the thing. You coaches, you got to worry about others besides the players. That's wherein lies the problem. But anyway, just let me see you Sunday, and let's talk some more football, because I know you're going to be safe because you know what you're doing.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we just had another test at my work, so,
There you go. All right.
It's crazy over here.
As long as you keep passing.
Well, anyways, I hope you guys are being safe. Everybody's being safe, and take care of yourself, everybody, and be safe. All right.
You too.
I'm out of here.
Night, Justin. Yeah. And guys, warming up too. When you get a chance, you're just sitting around not doing anything, just sing, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la, ooh la la, and say things like, I wish I knew then what I know now. I said I wouldn't have walking around with a frown. Oh, I can't wait till that first game when. Cardinals, I'm sorry, you're going to be sacrificial lamb, and it was September 13th. You got to get a whooping. Fam, I'll see you Sunday. Take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Hit that like, by the way. Yes, indeed. Ooh, Niners! Got football coming up. Yes.